Evening everybody, sorry we're a bit late. Hello and welcome to Craft and Chat Wednesday. I had to think there what day it was, and I've got a special guest on with me tonight, and that's why we were a bit delayed because we had a couple of technical problems. About 5 minutes ago we had no sound. That would not be a good Facebook Live with the amount of demonstration Mandy has in mind for us tonight. So let's see if she is over, because Mandy is over in Wales and I'm in Sudbury. There's Mandy. Hello Mandy. Hopefully everybody can hear. Yep, we can hear. So somebody has to tell me that you can hear both of us, everybody. I can see messages coming through, and I can see messages from Jay saying, good evening, Debbie, Dave, and my favourite mixed media artist, Mandy. Really looking forward to tonight. Oh, thanks, Jay. Please somebody tell me that you can hear both of us. I've got Margaret joined us, I've got Belinda, I've got Anne, Bushel, Michelle. Oh, Michelle said I was beginning to think it was the wrong day. No, we had technical issues. Linda says hi. Oh, Wendy says she can hear. But can you hear Mandy as well? Mandy, you can talk for a bit. I'll shut up. Oh, Jay says you can't hear you. Can you all hear? I can hear you only. Oh, nobody can hear Mandy. Dave is on it. Keep talking. Well, we'll put Mandy to the front and see how that works. Okay. We're going to bring her to the front camera, everybody. Let's just see that. We're just testing. Right, there is Mandy. Can you all hear her?
You'll hear me.
I need a message. Jane says yes. So I'm going to surmise that you can hear Mandy. Well, Jane says yes and Beverly says no. Okay. Margaret still can't hear Mandy. Okay. And Mandy's very quiet. Well, I'm very loud. So you talk, Mandy, and we'll turn you up.
Okay. So tonight we're going to have some fun with some products. We're going to have some fun with some new Cadence products we're bringing to you. Fabric. We're going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going across some fabrics and glass today.
Okay, so basically, hopefully you heard that, but Belinda says Mandy's very quiet. Okay, we're going to try putting you to the front camera, Mandy. You can tell that I'm going to say what the like and share is, which is the like and share is to tell us what your favourite DIY project is, and Mandy's going to tell me what hers is, and we're going to bring her to the front camera, and hopefully we can test the sound.
Okay then.
Are you still a little picture on the top, Dave? Has the camera changed? Okay, Dave is on it. There is a little bit of oh, there we are. There
We'll get there.
What's your favourite DIY project, Mandy?
Oh, well, my favourite DIY project is one I haven't started yet. Does that count?
Yes, that counts.
Like I said, I've got this large chest of drawers that I've been trying to do, and I'm going to have to leave it to the summer now, and we're going to be videoing it as I go along. So it's an old dark wood one, and we are going to paint it, stencil it, and add rice papers to it, waxes, as many products as I can get on it.
Brilliant. Okay, so now we've figured out that when you're on the front camera, you can be heard. Now the question is, can you all hear me while Mandy's on the front camera? So somebody tell me whether you can hear me. Me being Debbie. Okay, I've got loads of people saying they can hear Mandy. Beverly's put, I can hear now, hooray. And Brenda
Yay.
said it's all sorted.
That's it. Well done, Dave.
Okay, so everybody, just to recap. Oh look, Dave had to put that in. So thank you for bearing with us, okay, while we sorted out those technical issues, because it's not a normal Facebook Live tonight, everybody. We have got Mandy all the way over in Wales, joined us by Magic Dave, technical issues, not technical issues aside, bringing us all the way from, I was going to say sunny Wales, but it's dark there now, isn't it? And I'm in Sudbury, so I think we're doing very, very good. The fact that everybody's saying they can hear us both, but we'll just know that when Mandy's doing the main demonstration, she'll actually be in the main picture. At the moment, Mandy's in the, not that side, that side. There she is. Okay, so that means when she's in there, you won't be able to hear her properly until she's the front. We'll get there in the end, and we'll know for next time. Anyway, we're here, we've made it. We've got a special look, Cadence on tonight, and the long-awaited fabric demonstrations, and also the glass etching. That is what we've got on tonight. But thank you everybody for joining us. So I've got, if I haven't said hello, I've got Karen, I've got Amanda, I've got Cynthia, Linda May, I've got Belinda, I've got Teresa, Margaret, Elaine, Michelle, the different Michelle again saying hello. I've got Angela, I've got Chris Marshall, Ann Dickinson, I've got a Carol, and Harry says, what part of Wales? Harry, I honestly don't know. What is it? Do I need a test to pronounce it? Mandy, what part of Wales are you from?
No, it's easy. I'm from the Rhondda Valleys.
Rhondda Valleys, I can say that. There you go. Harry, I've got Sylvia saying hi. And then I have got Nicola, I've got Brenda, I've got Tony, I've got Anna, Iris. Well, loads of you. I've got Elizabeth, Valerie, Jane, Diane. Who else haven't I mentioned? I've got Nicola, I said hello to, I'm sure. Dave is rushed off to make me a cup of tea, so you got me talking for a few minutes, everybody. So, the like and share for tonight, everybody, is we are very interested in knowing what your favourite DIY project is. So, like Mandy, my favourite DIY project, I've not started yet. It's been in my drawer. I've actually got two. It's been in, not necessarily a drawer, it's been in, I don't know what you call it, like, what's one of those things that you put at the end of the bed that you put like blankets in and stuff like that? Oh.
Ottoman.
Ottoman, thank you. So that is not my project. What's in there is some fabric that Dave bought me 2 years ago to do an upholstery, I want to do an upholstery chair and curtains. So that's one project. But then I have another project, and that is I want to use Cadence products all over. I've got an old vintage French dressing table that really is now looking very sad and sorry. So I would like to use some stencils, some rice paper. So it's one of my projects, but I think it's going to be in the spring. So that's what, but my favorite, so they're the two projects that I would say I'm going to be my favorites. But before that, when I went to Istanbul, I learned, let's see if I can find it. It was one of the things that we're doing tonight. Let me just get it. So I'm trying to find my other sample, but learning how to do, I mean, this takes minutes, doesn't it, Mandy, to actually, not the whole project, but to actually put rice paper onto fabric. And that's one of my actual favorite of all time projects for DIY, because you literally only need to do that is an adhesive and obviously the rice paper that you're going to choose. But Mandy's going to show us how to do this tonight. So while I've been chatting, I've got more people just joined us. I have got, where are we? So we have got that, another Brenda's just joined us. Elizabeth has said, Debbie, can I ask without giving away too much? Oh yes, the workshop. So Elizabeth, don't worry about the email. You were asking where the email was. I was I was under the weather and I forgot to send it out. So I'm actually getting it all together and sending you all the information out. And so keep an eye out the next day or so and you'll get your email. So sorry about that. I've got, Karen says, my favorite DIY is resin jewelry and painting on canvas. Oh, Karen, resin is brilliant. I've got a demo, well, not a demo.
The box.
A box. And this is made with resin. So this is marbling technique. And Mandy will be bringing it, and we both love this, dead easy. We're not doing this technique tonight, but all, except for the dots, the rest of it was done with cling film. That's what I'm going to say. You just have to wait, you add it to your list. And this bit, this is the resin, absolutely gorgeous. And this is one of the rice paper that we have on tonight. So, well picked, Karen. Let me have a look at other messages that are coming through. Linda May says painting and wallpapering is a favourite. I've got Trudy just joined us. Jan said, got my magazine yesterday. What a fantastic read. So much information and goodies. Thank you. You are so welcome. Where have we got? I've got Betty just joined us. Tina says, my next project is to knit a dragon. Have got the pattern and need to start. Well, that'd be interesting, that's for sure.
Red dragon, I hope.
Yes. I've got Jeanette just joined us. Oh, wait a minute. Hi from Casper, Wyoming. Hello, Jeanette. Lovely to have you joined us. Wonder what time it is over there. Where are we? I think I've said hello to everybody. I have YouTube somewhere. Where is YouTube? Oh, it's not been. We will. Those people watching on YouTube will get sorted in a minute. He hasn't given it to me. At least I've got my drink. Thank you. So, Anne says, my favourite DIY project is a sleigh and reindeer I bought from you a couple of years ago. Oh, that was adorably cute. I've got Zoe saying hello. I've got Valerie says, my next project is to start my Christmas cards. Valerie, you and me both. I haven't started them. Been designing Christmas all year, but no, haven't started them yet. Probably next week. I think I might have said hello to everybody. YouTube, we're just getting sorted out. I've got another Margaret just joined us as well. I've got another Carol also. So I think we're about there. Over on YouTube, I have got Mag saying hello, Sandra, and I've got Jules. And I have got, oh, she says she can hear us both, which is brilliant.
Is it?
Okay, so everybody, because we have a lot of things that we want to get on tonight, because last time I think it was a tight squeeze to get that third demo in. We're going to get started in a second. Carol says, I've been thinking about getting a resin kit for my granddaughter who is 9, but not sure if she's too young to use it. Oh, I think depending how good she is, I personally would say that she'd have to be, it'd have to be a project, yeah, supervised. It wouldn't be something that you would leave on their own. I've got also Sharon's just joined us, and Nicola, you'd like this, Cadence, and Mandy, she's put her next project is Cadence mirror spray, and that's for her to have a go. That's just a brilliant idea. And I've got Fiona just joined us, and I've got Carolyn saying hi, and then I've got Anne says my favourite project is a diamond dot painting. Oh, Anne, I bet that took you ages. I think I started one once. My sister got a small little card, and I just, you really have to have time and the patience. So, but they look amazing. So good for you. I've got Lorraine saying hello, and I think that's where we are with everybody. If I missed anybody else, just say hello again. So we're going to get started because I want to go through all the demonstrations, and we've got some amazing price points on tonight's show. So if you're brand new to using this system, it's very easy to do, and we'll go through it. And Carolyn, yes, you can have some Cadence mirror spray. We'll add that to your order. And for those people who are wondering, I will show you some samples when we get to that in a second. And Jeanette says it's 11:51 a.m. in Wyoming. Wow. I've got Anna saying she loves jewelry making, but my favorite is the project I'm doing at the moment, whichever it is. Oh, and Nicholas said she saw Mandy use it on Hobby Maker and have to have some. Oh, well, definitely you're going to love it. And I've got another Margaret saying hello to me, Mandy, and also Dave as well. Right, okay. So let's get started on how the system works. It's very simple, really. I will show you a product. Tonight is not the norm system because we've got a special guest, which is, I'm so excited, it's Mandy, and she's going to share with you some amazing projects and demonstrations using the Cadence products. And we'll hear a little bit about Mandy because we've got, maybe if you've not actually seen Mandy before on Create and Craft TV or Hobby Maker TV, she will be actually appearing quite often in the future, but we'll ask her to do a little bit of, introduce yourself to what she's been, because Mandy's been going in the craft industry a long time, but she's a Cadence ambassador, which means that she knows the products. And one of the products I'm going to be she's going to be using tonight, I should say, is the magic glass etching medium, which is absolutely gorgeous and easy to use. So how the system would work, everybody, is if you wanted an item, for example, this item that you can see on the top camera in a minute, this is the glass etching medium. And the thing about it is, when Mandy will explain the instructions, this creates an amazing effect that looks like you've etched on glass. But look at the price, everybody. It's £7.49 for this bottle to give the most amazing techniques. Now, if you wanted this item, all you need to do is put the comment CCO416 into your comments box and it'll be allocated to you. That's how easy it is to use this system. However, if you're brand new to our Craft and Chat shows, you do need to private messages your email address and your postal address so we can set up an account for you. And then what will happen, this show is actually going to be closed down at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So you can watch it back afterwards and pick up some top tips from Mandy as we go through the Cadence show of products. But what will happen is the show will be closed down, and by tomorrow afternoon you'll be invoiced, and on that invoice we'll have a payment link, which is why we need your email address, and you'll be able to see what you've ordered. And with Personal Impressions, because this show is brought to you by Personal Impressions, you'll be able to pay by backs, by PayPal, by debit card, by credit card, or you can even contact the office and pay it over the phone. It's that flexible. The number is 01787 375 241, or you can private messages at Craft and Chat or at Personal Impressions. But the one thing with these invoices, everybody, is you can't add or delete something. So if you want to change your invoice, you need to notify us and we'll amend it. So I think that's all how we're showing you how this system works. We're going to pop over to Mandy, and I think Mandy for a few minutes should tell everybody, especially if they've not met her before, what she loves about crafting and how she got into using Cadence products.
Hey, hiya, hi everybody. Well, as Debbie said, I've been crafting for a long time now. I started paper crafting initially, as everyone does, I think. And then I went into stamping, which I still absolutely love. And then from there, I started looking towards the more mixed media side of things. Using dyes, using paints, using different types of mediums to get texture and relief. And then I was lucky enough then to work with the lovely Sue Baker, and then of Imagination Crafts, which they have retired now. And we worked with Cadence. So I've been working with Cadence products for the last 9 years. And the thing I love about Cadence, you may have heard me say this before, is the fact that they have a product for every surface, every project, every DIY thing you want to do, they will have a product for it. And what we also love about the products is that many of them have more than one purpose. You have ones that are multi-surface. We have ones for glass. We have ones that are for fabric. We have ones that are for anything like concrete. You know, so there's so much we can do with your Cadence products to produce the most amazing homewares, gifts, and your lovely furniture in your home, as well as your card making, your scrapbooking, because the rice papers can go onto any surface, whether it's glass or your card making, your fabric, because yes, we have a product tonight that will make those rice papers washable on fabric, which I think is absolutely amazing, Debbie.
Totally agree. I mean, Cadence, I'm the new girl on the block when it comes to Cadence products. Obviously, I've heard Cadence brand for a very long time, but I only got introduced to Cadence when I went to Istanbul. I think it was in February this year, and I'm totally in love with it. So tonight's show is all about a couple of the new techniques that we haven't actually shared with you. And one of them, everybody, is the glass etching, and the other one that we have had loads of requests for is how to turn this into fabric. And Mandy is going to show you an exciting demo, everybody. So please stay tuned. So tonight's show is, as I said, different from our normal format in the fact that I'm going to be showing you the products, and then I'm going to be handing over to our Wales studio, where when I say she, Mandy is going to share with us her fabulous demonstration and go through the process of how to use it. And the beauty about the YouTube videos, everybody, or even Facebook, is if you do decide to get the product, you can then watch it back and then see what Mandy's done. So it's like having us in your home, basically. So if you have any questions or queries while Mandy's demonstrating, I'm going to be making sure you're looking at all 3 social platforms, because we've got Craft and Chat, we've got Debbie Moore Designs, and we've also got YouTube. So if anybody has any questions and wants, I don't know, anything to do with the products that we're doing, we'll try to answer them. So we're going to get started, everybody. And the first item on tonight's show, which is under here, 1 second. There we go. I think that's my mic in my hair. It is CC0416, everybody. And that is the Magic Glass Etching Cream, everybody. So this little bottle, it is fabulous. And we're going to go over to our Wales studio with Mandy. And remember, it's only £7.49. And if you want one, just allocate it. Just before we go over to Mandy, I want to say hello to Anita, Melissa, Vanessa, saying hello, and I think the 3 people that have just joined us while I've been chatting, and Mary as well over YouTube. Okay, over to Mandy.
Right then, the Cadence and Magic Glass Etching Cream is amazing. It is packed full of power. So it's a powerful little bottle, as I always like to say. This will give you a professional finish of frosted glass. So it gives that lovely etched feeling into your glass. So you can use it onto your glassware, you can use it onto windows if you want it, but it is permanent. So you must remember that. But you can do it onto windows, so for all your glassware. You can even use this onto acetate for your card making, but you need to be careful. But you can use it, okay, with your mirror spray. But I will show you that another day. Okay, so what you're going to do is, it is a cream, and we're going to put it through our stencil to create a design on our plate. But I want to tell you a couple of things you must make sure before you actually start your project, okay? So what it is, I'm working on the reverse of my glass. So I've just got, hope you can see, a glass plate here. And here you can see I've used some masking tape just to make sure I don't put the paste where I don't want it. Because wherever this paste will hit, it will frost your glass. So be careful if you're working on top of a glass cutting mat. People don't tend to think about this. If that goes onto your mat, it will etch your mat. Okay, so make sure you have some protection underneath, like your craft sheet or some paper. Okay. Another thing is, with the glass, it must be perfectly clean, free of grease. So you can use a glass cleaner or some alcohol on it, or soap and water. Give it a good dry. It must be thoroughly dry. And then try and keep your fingerprints off of the area you're about to work on. You don't want any grease from your fingers on there. And then we always recommend you wear protection on your hands, because it is encaustic. That's what gives you the etching. Okay, so you've got to be careful. I know you'll see me sometimes not wearing gloves on telly because I tend to forget to take them with me. But I am used to using this product for years now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I chose a stencil. This is a lovely stencil we have on the show. A lovely medley stencil. What I've done is I've used some adhesive spray on the back just to make sure it stays down. So it's a repositionable one. Should be back in stock very soon. But what you're going to do is, when you're working onto glass, if you have any writing at all, that needs to be reversed. So when you turn the glass over, it's reading the right way. Okay, if you've got a pattern, it doesn't matter so much. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I've just taken a stencil, choosing the area I want, and I'm popping it down. Now, when you're using any repositionable adhesive on a stencil and you're working onto glass, try and make sure you put it down in one attempt. because if you keep lifting it, the residue could ruin the effect underneath when you put your paste on. Okay, so you're going to pop it on, and then I'm going to make sure that is really pushed down onto my back. Okay, there we go. Okay, and I'm trying to keep my actual fingers off it because I don't want to put any grease onto it. Okay, so just be careful. There we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our magic glass, because this is such a simple and quick project to do. I'm using a little palette on the side here, and it comes out, it's like a green, creamy, and quite thick paste that's on here. Okay, then what you're going to do is we're going to apply it now to our stencil, and I'm using a brush, but you could use a palette knife, but I find the brush does it just as well, and it gets into the details. So you're going to take it onto your brush. Now, we're not going to paint it on, we're going to place it on. Okay, so what you're going to do then is I'm going to start just gently placing that on over the stencil area. Okay, so I'm just going to go with the center bit because I want to get all these demos done for you today. So you're going to place it on, make sure it falls into all the holes in the stencil, because stencils are cut to a certain depth to allow you to be able to put your paste and get a relief from them. Okay, so just popping that through, and I'm only going to do a little bit of an area of it. Okay, here we go. Then once you've got it all in the areas, making sure you filled all the holes in where the design you want it to be, that is as hard as it gets. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to let that process for 2 minutes. That is all it needs to do. So whilst that's processing, Debbie, I'm going to hand back to you.
Brilliant. Okay, so while that is going to be processed, like Mandy said, for 2 minutes, I'm just going to show you the stencils that we have in stock. So the one that Mandy just used, just making sure it's the right one, I think it was this one. And this one is, let me just get the code for it. Yes, it was the Distress Medley, and it's CC0418. So that's this one here. I mean, this is a great stencil. We've used it quite a lot. Let me open it so you can see it. So this, maybe I shouldn't have, so you can actually see it. Look at that. So this has, there you go, that's the better way to see it. Look at all the distress. You've got the postmarks there, you've got the writing, you've got all the different effects that you've got there. So that is $7.99, and look at the size of it. It's a 25 by 25 grunge stencil, and it can be used for different effects. Now, if you want something that looks a little bit vintage but not as grungy, we do have for a CC0417, which is the French wall, which is just as nice. I'm just going to hold it like that. Look at that. That is beautiful. Same price, everybody. It is CC0417, $7.99. Really gorgeous. I love the effect with the wall. These have actually just come back in stock, everybody, which I'm so excited to actually be able to show you them. And then we have, the other one that we have is CC0419, which is the Distress Harlequin, which is this one. Now, you might have remembered seeing this. Mandy did this with a demonstration on this a couple of months ago. So it gives you a lovely distressed effect. And that is $4.99, everybody. And that's that one there. So that's, we have some in stock. And then the other one that we've got on tonight's show, and this I think is limited, is our lovely honeycomb one, which is CC0420. So that's Distress Honeycomb, and look at the size of this one. But this is a special price of £6.49. And what you get about this, you've got all the different sizes of honeycomb, as you can see, and you can do different textures with that. So they are the 4 stencils that we have on. Now, going back, because we haven't actually showed you some finished samples yet, which we will soon, this is the CC0416, £7.49 for the Magic Glass Etching Cream. And wait till you see what Mandy's going to show you. So I'm going to go back over to Mandy, and hopefully she has some samples that she can share with you while I have a look to see what we've got in the studio. Oh, we've lost the sound. Mandy, wait a minute. Keep talking. No. Something's happened to the sound. Dave's just going to try, and I'm just going to keep on talking. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Philip, the like and share for tonight was to tell us what your favorite DIY project was. And yes, Angela, you can have, you can order the mirror spray. We'll allocate it to your order. And Leah, I'm sorry it keeps breaking up, but hopefully, I was going to say hopefully it's sorted out, but we can't hear Mandy. Dave, can you hear Mandy? Oh, I don't know what we're going to do. Do we have a backup plan for this? How about, I'm just trying to think. How about, Mandy, you try the front volume, okay, for your other tablet. There's something going on with the volume above. So Dave, you switch the camera. Oh, I can hear you. Oh, there's feedback. Right, everybody, it's going to come to me while Dave looks at this with Mandy, because we can find out what's going on, because we were working and suddenly we're not. So, it's typical technology, you can't rely on it. So, I think, was it, the other one was to ring, if we ring Mandy, no, she can't, because that's the top camera. See, this is what happens. Mandy needs another spare phone while we figure out what's happening with the sound over there. Mandy, you keep trying to speak, and then we'll see if we can hear you in the studio. At the moment, we can't. So I'm just going to go and show some of the products that we have on today's show while we figure out how to get onto the sound amount, or should I say the sound, because I can only think that we can, we'll have to start and do it again. I can't think of any other way. Right, but while Dave's having a look, oh, Mandy, did you say something? No. So everybody, please let me know if you hear Mandy at any time at the moment. At the moment, it should just be me coming through, but Dave's going to see what we can actually have a look at while I continue with the products and show you some samples, really. We don't know what's going on. Okay, right, okay, so maybe I'm just trying to figure out what we can do with this. We know we can't go out and in again. Mandy can't do that because obviously it doesn't affect it. So the only thing I can think is potentially we'll have to ring in. I think that's the only thing we'll have to do, Mandy. I wonder, Mandy, I'm going to try ringing you, and whether you can, will you lose the top camera, do you think, with that? We'll lose the top camera. Right, everybody, we're having an issue with technology at the moment, and we don't know what's going on because this worked perfectly fine for about an hour beforehand. Please tell me that everybody else can hear me. Jay's put, this is great. I have the etching cream and the mirror to use it, but didn't know how to use it. Hopefully we'll after tonight. Mandy, try and use the other mic. Please talk. Dave's trying different things. Oh, Mandy's gone altogether.
Oops.
You're back. I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can everybody hear her?
Hope so. Well done, Dave.
Can everybody hear Mandy, please?
I hope everyone can hear me.
I think yes. Nobody said otherwise. Oh, everybody's saying yes now. So Mandy, you continue. But at the moment, we've only got the top camera for the moment. So I'm just going to stick to that. Right.
Yes, this is one here.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So this has been processing now for a few minutes. It only takes 2 minutes, though. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some water here in a bowl. You could use a spray, water spray from your sink and things, but I've just got the bowl here and a sponge. That's all you're going to need. So I'm just going to lift up the plate now, and I'm going to pull the stencil off. Now, when you pull the stencil off, when you're at home, don't waste the paste. When you put it off, scrape it back, you can put it back in the bottle. Okay, so I'm just going to pull the stencil off. There we go. And can you see that design?
Beautiful.
I'll come up too close. Can you see?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rinse that off. Okay, now you've got to make sure you get it all off, because you don't want to leave any little bits, because what happen will, they will start etching in to those areas. You must make sure you give it a good clean. Okay, and don't leave any traces of it. Now what I'm going to do is move this out of the way 2 seconds. I'm going to pop my stencil in there to clean whilst we're doing this. And I'm going to get some paper and give it a quick dry for you. I said to Lisette this demo was nice and simple and easy. Yeah. So I give it a good old dry. There we go. Make sure it's not dripping wet. Okay. And I'm going to hope now, I'm going to put it against some paper, but I've got this gorgeous design on the centre of my plate. I'm hoping you can see it. It's not fully dried yet.
Yeah, we can see it.
There you go.
Yeah.
When I turn it over, I'm hoping you'll be able to see. Let me get a different piece of card.
Actually, it looks better off the black. No. Oh, you can see.
No. Can you see? I'm going to bring up to the camera. If I turn up though, can you see
Yeah,
that
you
design?
can see the etching, everybody. Can everybody see the etching okay?
Can you see? And that is professionally etched. That's not going to come off, rub off. That is etched into your glass.
So Karen's put, is that special paint? It's actually, Karen, etching cream. Can you show the bottle, Mandy?
Oh, there you go. It's starting to dry now.
Oh, we can start to see it.
That's
So this is CC0416, everybody.
Yeah, so you can see it once it's dry. There, you can see that design now. Isn't that lovely?
Is gorgeous.
Do you imagine making that for your homeware, for gifts, because you can put this onto glasses? So, you know, not only think about, you can use the stencils we have, but if you have a round surface, you can cut them out of vinyl and use them as stencils to put this paste on. And if you want a completely frosted glass, you're just going to paint over the whole area with the paste.
Brilliant. That is a brilliant. So everybody, so that's using our etching cream, and Dave will put it up, CC0416. And look what Mandy's got, everybody.
Can you see? It's a different stencil. This is one I've done a while, but you can see all the etching paste here. This has all been etched. And I've used just a mirror spray then on the back of it. Look at that. And that is your beautiful etching cream.
So that's CC0416, everybody, the Magic Glass etching cream. And it's showing you how to do. Now what Mandy's done, so Mandy, did you then put the mirror spray on the outside of the plate or the glass?
On the reverse.
Yes. So you could put on the plate that you've just done, you would put it on the side that is not got the etching on.
Like you put it on the reverse on top of the etching.
Oh, on top of the etching.
Yeah. You can use it on the front, because there's other beautiful techniques I can show you for that as well, if you want that feel. But if you want it nice and smooth, so you can wash it, you know, wipe it down, put things on it, you would do it on the reverse.
Right. That looks beautiful.
Yeah. And I've just used all those lovely Cadence waxes on the website, all in different colours to colour the frame.
That looks gorgeous. So just to repeat, everybody, Mandy, if you show your etching cream, so that is, that little bottle will go a very long way. So that Mandy's got, can you show, have you got it handy, Mandy, the green bottle? So it's not green paint, everybody. That's what it looks like when you put it on. And as Mandy said, you put it on. Okay, now that's using a stencil, but how about doing glasses with a gift with a name on? So you can get an alphabet stencil and do somebody's name. It'll look amazing, as well as a pattern. But remember, you only let it set for 2 minutes, and then you can wash it. And as you saw, as it was drying, it got darker, and it looks like it's etched. Well, not looks like, it is etched. It will not come off. It's permanent.
Look at that. Super easy, super quick. I think it looks fantastic. So if you've got a homeware, if you want, imagine this now, you get some plain chargers for Christmas, And just a little bit of stencil on the back with your etching cream. Look amazing on your Christmas table.
It look really beautiful. So we've got a couple of questions. Anita says, could you use peel-offs as the stencil?
Yes, you can.
There you go, Anita. And then Kawa says, does it show on your mirror card as well?
I haven't tried it on mirror card.
No, I haven't either. I mean, have a go, Carol, and let us know.
Something I might try.
But no, they're great for plates and also using it with the mirror spray. That was on the previous demo that we've done. And you can actually create the most amazing DIY projects. So everybody, we're going to come back to me in the studio. Wendy's put, wow, so I could cut my own stencil on my scanning cut. Yes, you could if you want to. And then use CC0416. The actual etching cream or magic glass, because it is magic how it gives you that etched finish. And we've only just got it back into stock. We've sold hundreds upon hundreds, and we've been out of stock for a few months, which is why we couldn't bring it to you before. And the stock came in yesterday. So that's why we've got it on tonight's show. We're so excited about it. Where does it say? Cara says, if you had a miss a little, can you go back over the area again? I don't think you can you, Mandy? If you miss an area, you can't go back.
No, it's important really that when I said in the demo that you fill all the holes in as you've done it. It's been very hard to be able to line it back up and do it again.
Most definite. So where are we? I have got the next items that we have while Mandy's getting ready is our fabric paint. So we have on today's show 3 different sets of fabric paint. So we'll have a look at the first one, okay, and we'll have a look at these products, and then we're going to go over to Mandy, and she's going to show you how to use the fabric paints and also how to turn rice paper into fabric, and you can do the most amazing finishes with it. So the first one that I have on here, it is CC0421. Let's put that there so I can see what I'm doing. So look what you're going to get. You are going to get 3 different colors. So these are our it's called Style Matte fabric paint, and this is set 1. You are getting 3 lots of. Now this is a fabric paint, everybody. So you are getting the black, then you're getting the dark green in this one, and then you've got the red. So you're going to get 3 colors on here, and they're brilliant. And Mandy will talk to you a bit more about the properties and how versatile they are to use. So that is CC0421. Normally $17.97, but it's only $14.99 for tonight's show. I like the next set. I like them all, but I like these color palettes. So this next color set is set 2, and it's CC0422. So you've got the lavender blue, you've got the white, and you've also got on there that lovely sugar pink in there as well. Same price as the previous one. Instead of $17.97, it is only $14.99. Then the other fabric paint, which is a must, everybody, it is the Dora. Now, I love all the paints from Cadence, but I love the metallics because they are so metallic-y. Is that a word? Well, it is now. Okay, and you are getting 2 of them. You're going to get the gold, and of course, you're going to get the silver. And Dave said he's put the price the wrong way around. So everybody, it is not £11. It's $9.98. We'll get that fixed for you, so there's no confusion. So that's CC0423. Normally £11, you've got a couple of savings on that at $9.98. Now the one that everybody needs to be able to get, and I would get 2 personally, because when you see the price, you won't believe it. This here, everybody, it is our decoupage fabric glue, which means this little bottle here will turn your rice paper into fabric. You see it, everybody? It's the fabric decoupage glue. But the best of all, look at that price. Good size bottle, everybody. You're getting 120 ml of the glue, and it's CC0424. $5.99 for that, everybody. And then what I'm going to do is show you the rice papers. Oh, I need to show you this. This is a t-shirt that Mandy's done, And you might recognize in the background there, the stencil that I showed you earlier. So you can see it, that's been used, and she's then decorated it. And this is what she's done. So you can do so much with your metallics and your colors. And then if I just move this to one side, I'll just get the other one. So that's with those stencils. And then I want to show you the rice paper. Now these have just come back into stock. Love them. So you have got a set of 3 rice papers. We've got set 1, and this is CC0425. And this one's one of my favorite rice papers because you've got all these designs on here. Absolutely gorgeous. You're going to get that one. Then you got this one. Oh, this is amazing, the hydrangea. That's the one that I showed you with the resin earlier. And then you've got this one, which is the roses and the pearls. So this you got on special for $9.98 for all 3. And then we have set 2, which is somewhere over here. There we are. And then we're going to go over back to Mandy in a second. The questions that are coming through, don't you worry everybody, we will actually answer them when Mandy starts, okay? So set 2 has, oh my goodness, this is gorgeous, a wood grain with the roses on there. And then you have got the postcard there, and then the third one is roses as well. So that is set 2. We'll go into it in more detail after we've done the demonstration. And then look, just to show you how we've used some of our stencils with some of the actual fabric paints to go on the fabric. And then we've used some, this is a different rice paper. This is available on Personal Impressions website, but just to give you an idea. Okay, right, so we're going to go back over to the studio in Wales and see Mandy. Mandy will answer the questions about, one of the questions Jay's put, what is the difference using fabric paint over using a hybrid paint, please?
Okay, so I've got some samples here as well to go through before we start. Right, the difference is now the hybrid paints are designed to go onto multi-surfaces, but when we work on them with fabric, we have to add water to them. Okay, we use water to make sure they absorb into the fabric, but I'll tell you about that as we go along. Okay, but the fabric, the style matte ones, now the hybrid ones are a semi-matte, so they can have a little bit of a sheen to them. Okay. The ones we've got tonight are the style matte, which means they are completely matte, but these are specifically designed for a soft finish on fabric. I hope that makes it clear. It's soft finish on fabric. They are very blendable, easy to blend. They're a beautiful range of colours, but they're that beautiful matte finish, and they have special binders in them for the fabrics.
Brilliant.
So
okay.
Once they're dry, we'll heat set them to bind them to the fabric.
Brilliant. Do you want to show that with the top camera your samples? For some reason you're freezing on the front camera a bit, but when you use the top camera, it's perfect. Oh, isn't that lovely, everybody?
So this is that lovely hydrangea. I've got to admit, it's one of my favourites. So it's the rice paper onto just a little envelope cushion we made. We have got the Dora metallics on here as well. I'm hoping you can see the beautiful sheen on those.
Yes, beautiful.
And there's different ways of applying those as well to the fabrics. So that's one sample for you. This one there, we've used the stencils that are in the show. So we have used rice paper again. We've got a lovely vintage wall stencil. We've got some lovely chevrons on here as well, and we've got some writing again, but it's just paints onto fabric with the decoupage plus glue. Again, it's another one. You'll find this one on the PI website. We've got these beautiful foiled ones. Again, great for gifts, great for making gifts to people and having those very personal things. Bag for life. You can do it on t-shirts. There's so much you can do with them. Again, another rice paper. You'll find this onto the website. Again, look how easy. That's just rice paper with your decoupage glue, which makes this washable, either 30 degrees in a gentle wash or by hand. Okay, so you can wash those. And the more you wash them, the softer they get. Because when you first put the glue on, it feels a little bit stiffer. Not stiff, but stiffer. And when we wash it, it gets softer.
Mandy, Belinda's asked, are they machine washable?
Yes, the machine washable, I will say up to 30 degrees, gentle wash or hand wash. Okay. This one, I just put this one in, although we haven't got these stencils in here. The background on a black cushion, these are your Dora Metallics, using a sponge roller to put them on. So you can see, you get this gorgeous sort of, can you see that shine,
Yes.
shimmer from that? So you can use them onto dark colours as well. And again, you can use them onto light colours. This is one I've done previously. But this is your silver and your gold in this bit from your Dora Metallics on your textiles. Look at the shimmer and sheen you get from that.
That's
this
gorgeous.
is why I love the range for this. Really is beautiful. It's so easy for us to do, okay? So I've got a little canvas bag here, just a little white canvas bag. And I've already pre-cut from that gorgeous the French chic one with the lovely wood panels. But I just wanted to take out the elements. I think you showed this rice paper a moment ago, didn't you, Debbie?
Yeah, that's from set 2.
There you go. So we're going to design our piece, really. We're not putting these on yet. But we've got these beautiful little pieces of rice paper that I've cut the designs out. And then we're going to do a background very easily. So for now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take a pencil. There we go. And if you're going to use a coloured paint, really what you want the bright colour coming through from underneath to make these really stand out. So what I do is when I work on a light colour, instead of painting it all over with the paints and then having to white some areas out to make it shine through, what I do is I take a pencil and I will just go lightly under my image just to give me an area that I know to leave light. That makes sense? So you can then just paint up to that area and leave the area underneath. So that's just a tip for you, is just take a pencil round very lightly. There you go. I'm going to do it very, very lightly. You're hardly going to see it, but I know it's just here. So I'm going to do that in all the areas of my images.
So while Mandy's doing that, let me just explain to everybody, the reason why Mandy's doing this is rice paper is because it's thin, whatever colour you put it onto will pick that colour up. So obviously, you know, if you put it on a darker colour, if you bring in some paint that's darker than the white, what will happen is it will affect the vibrancy of the rice paper. So this is a brilliant top tip by Mandy. If you are doing up a bag and you just roughly sketch or go around the area of where you're going to put the rice paper, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it actually goes round the edge a little bit, because it's going to go into the kind of dimension you're going to have around the edges of it. But I will show you one actually. When I first started, let me get it. I did this without realising. So if Dave can show this front camera a second. This, I should have painted white behind there. If I painted that white behind there, it would have been as vibrant. Obviously, it's a different lady, but you get the idea. So remember that. I mean, I'm going to actually take this off and redo it because this was the first. I always keep this one. I haven't got around to doing it, but this is the first technique I had to go with this type with rice paper. So it's a lesson to learn that makes sure whatever you put the rice paper underneath to get the vibrancy that you want, make sure that there's no paint underneath. Right, back to Mandy.
There you go. So I've just very lightly sketched around because the paint's going to cover any bits. And if you can see them now, you've got little trace areas. Now, when we're working with the paints onto fabric, you need the fabric to be lightly damp. And that is so that the paints go into the fibres. What you also need to do, get my bag ready, is when you're painting onto here, you don't want the design to go through, pop something in, craft sheets, a plastic bag, old packaging, anything that keep it nice and flat inside, and that will just protect the inside of the backside of your project. Okay, so I'm just putting a couple of liners in there. There you go. And now we're ready to start with our paints. So what I'm going to do is, because we've got pinks and greens in here, I'm going to work with the pink, green and whites all together to blend the colours. Okay, so first of all, I've just got plain water, and we're going to get my spray going. A light spray. Then you may have to do this as you're going as well. This will give you a beautiful soft blend. So I'm going to take my paint palette, which is another little bag. So I've got some of the green, so dark green colour. Just going to pop some out. I've got the whites. These are style mats now, okay. And I have got actually a fuchsia pink, but we've put a pink on there that you won't have to mix. It's ready for you on there, okay. So I've got my 3 colours. Now you can apply these paints either with a little sponge roller. These are great for applying background areas, okay. Or you could use the sponge daubers, great for your Dora textiles, okay. Or you can use brush as well, a flat brush, or you can use a stencil brush. There's lots of ways that we can apply this paint on there, okay. So what we're going to do,
move on. Let me just sorry Mandy, just to explain, if people wanted the actual roller, okay, it's $1.99, and it's, as you can see on my top camera, and then we'll go back to Mandy. So that is the roller, sponge roller. It's $1.99. All the daubers is $2.99, everybody. So if anybody wants those, we've just added to the end of the poll. You can just put roller or daubers. These are the sponge ones, okay, and you can see that you're going to get 4 different sizes in there, and that's $2.99, and this is only $1.99. Right, back over to Mandy.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I just realised I hadn't done, is I'm going to protect the top of my bag with some masking tape. I don't want to get the paint onto that bit. Again, you don't have to do that. It's just wherever you don't want the paint, put your tape. Okay, so I'm just doing that really quickly. And that'll just protect that top for me. So I'm going to, I've again moistened the bag. I've taken some, I'm going to start off with sort of a white colour. Let me just get a clean brush. Okay, here we go. I'm using a stencil brush at the moment, okay, just to show. And all I'm going to do then is I'm going to start blending the paint onto my fabric, okay. So I'm starting off with white because I'm going to blend some green or some pink. I like to start with blend it on my fabric rather than blend it before, okay. So if I get a little bit of green now, there's a beautiful soft colour. I'm going to start blending now onto my background, and I'm going to keep sort of blending backwards and forwards to blend my colours in. Okay, again, I'm making sure as I go along. You have to bear with me because it's very warm in my room. Here we go. So I'm just going to blend it out because I want to get a sort of I'm going for a sort of I don't know how else to describe it, a patchy look. I don't know the technical term for it.
Well, we'll just make up a word.
It's not ombre exactly. It's just a patch. It's like a flash of colour here and there. Okay. So again, I'm going back into my white. I'm just pulling out the green now down the thing, and I've got some area here that I want to go round.
While you're just doing that, I've got a message from Beverly. She says, would this work on a jute bag?
On jute?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah.
There you go, Beverly. Hope that and
It'll work on most natural fibres.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. So I'm just going to carry on blending this. Again, avoiding the areas where my rice paper is. Okay, so I'm going to get some more paint out. It's funny because when you're doing this, Debbie, there's like, people think like there's like a dog's dinner when you first start.
I know, but everybody gets the idea. You are creating a background effect, but when you actually put the rice paper on, it'll blend all in one. So don't forget, everybody, you know, this is a good way to learn about blending. White is one of the main colors to have, even though you've got a lighter bag, everybody. It changes the medium of the paints and the shading, which is why we put set 1 and set 2 on today's show, because you've got the dark colors with the dark green, the black and the red, but then you've got the lighter colors with the white, the lavender and that lovely soft pink. And as you can see, Mandy's just picking up colors as she goes as a base, because what will happen is slowly, without realizing, as she picks up the color, everybody, it suddenly will look amazing. So because at the moment there you can't see the full picture, but the idea behind it is to give definition to the blank areas and to give shading. And you always have to start with a foundation, everybody, when it comes to your base of your bag. Think about all the bags that you see out there and you think, I really like that. It's not just having like a logo or one thing in the middle. Well, it isn't for me. I like a full scene. And this is what Mandy's doing with this bag.
And what I'm going to do now is I'm taking some pink as well now. Because we've got pink in the roses, okay, you want to sort of get some pink in there, okay. So I'm going to start off down here and blending it out, okay, with the white as well. Now, I always keep a towel in my hand normally when I'm doing this as well. Okay, so I'm just going to blend this out. Again, water. The water is important when you're doing this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take more white. But you can see that we nearly got the background painted on. Because what happens is when we put our rice paper on, we will add some more colour to it. So we will add in our blended areas to it. Okay. Oops. There we go. That's better. Okay. Like I said, you have to go with the process.
Yes, no, definitely. And the one thing that I've done, I would do exactly the same. I always start with maybe 2 or 3 colours like Mandy has, and then by one of them making sure the lighter shade, and then that way you can give definition with the colours. But then obviously you've got the option of adding more colour after you've actually put the rice paper on. So once it's every craft is exactly the same. You know, you start off with an idea, you go around the colours, and then you'll keep adding definition as you go. And this is the thing, as you can see at the moment, Mandy's going around where she drew the pencil line, so she knows where the rice paper is going to go. And then once the rice paper goes on, okay, it will look totally different, and the layering will start to give effect. And then, like Mandy said, you can then add more colour, and you can even add metallic colours on top.
Which we're going to do, because don't forget, we'll be adding stenciling detail on top of this. So again, you're going to be muting it down because you're going to add the stenciling on. Okay. So again, we're just adding little tiny bits of this colour everywhere now, because you want to get both shades. Okay, and I'm blending out with the white again. You want to get both shades. If you want it nice and light, take the pressure off your brush. Okay, there we go. So if you look at that now, you're thinking, oh, lots of colours going on there. But wait until you've added all the other colours to it and all your stenciling, okay? Because we will be blending the rice papers in. I'm going to get that really quick dry, Debbie.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to go over the products again?
Okay, so while Mandy's giving that a quick dry, let me just recap on the products that she's using. Okay, so at the moment, obviously she's just drying it. So if we go over back to me, okay, we're going to have a look at the 2 paint sets that she's using. So the first one that we've actually got, it is CC0421. It's the fabric paint set 1, and it's the green, obviously, that she's used on there, but it also has the black in this kit and the red. If anybody wants different colours or doesn't want the 3, we can have a look at it, but you just need to put in your comments what colours that you want. Now, this is a special offer of $14.99, but then what she's then done from the other the collection. Now the reason why we put this one together, because this goes beautifully with the hydrangea, and she used this on the cushion that we showed you earlier. So you've got the white, which is the one that she's used. We've got the pink. So this one here is the sugar pink, and the lavender. Normally $17.97 and it's only $14.99. And obviously she's used the rice papers. We have 2 sets, everybody. So the first set is the brand new back in stock, so which is that beautiful roses and pearls. And then you've also got in there the hydrangea. This is what she used in the cushion that I've just mentioned, and the paint goes beautifully with it. But also she actually, well no, it was me. I showed you that with the resin earlier. And then you have this one, which is absolutely a must if you love your rice papers. Turn it the right way. So you can see that you're going to be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different images out of one rice paper. So that one is a fabulous collection at CC0425. And then the other collection, which is what Mandy is using, okay, it is CC0426. You are going to get these beautiful roses sheet in here, but then you've got the vintage one that she's just cut out. She's just cut some of these roses out, and this is CC0426. And lastly, you've got the vintage one as well. So that one is the 2 rice papers. And then the other paint that we have just touched briefly is the metallics. This is a brilliant price. So this is fabric metallics, beautifully. Look at the bling on that. It's all that shimmer is going to come across on your whatever fabric that you put on. I think I showed you on a t-shirt, so let me just see. So you're going to get this one here is CC0423, everybody. Absolutely brilliant. So you can see, I don't know if you can see on this one, the shimmer. I don't know if it's going to pick up of the gold. This is actually a light effect. I think Mandy, we'll have to ask Mandy to show. You might be able to see the shimmer that's picking up on the silver there at the bottom. Anyway, so this is CC0423, the Dora Textiles Metallic, only $9.98. And then the other product that we are going to be using is a must. Now this sold out, and I've only came back into stock yesterday, and I've already got my eyes on a couple of bottles. $5.99, everybody. This turns paper into fabric, and you can create the most amazing fabric finishes using your stencils, your rice paper. So if you want that, pop over to put the number CC0424 and put it in. Right, okay. If anybody, I've got Michelle just joined us. Okay, hi Michelle. Remember, and also Deborah says she better late than never. I bet I've missed a lot. Yes, you need to watch the glass etching. And I've just been told that we've lost the top camera again for Mandy, so I'm just going to continue talking while Mandy and Dave sort it out. We have had a couple of issues. Anna says, mine is asleep, thankfully, in a Debbie Moore box that he has claimed and loves. If you wonder what I'm reading, Anna's cat, well, no, who was it? Carol said her cat is watching this great show, and then Anna's replied that hers is asleep. Remember, if anybody has any questions, let me know. I'm trying to go through them all. We have a couple of issues with regard to the top camera at the moment, but I think Mandy and Dave are on it. I think we're just looking into it while we get sorted out. The rollers and the daubers, okay. If you want the daubers, these are the fabric ones. We don't have a code for them. They're only $2.99. So you can just put in your comments that you want the daubers, and the roller, everybody, is $1.99 if you want that. Then the other stencils that Mandy's going to be using in a second, so I'm just going to show you them while we try and figure out what's happening. The stencils that we have is we have this distress stencil. Distress stencil, and where are we? The distress stencil, it is CC0418, and that is this one here. And she was using that earlier to show the etching that you've got on there, and we'll bring that code up in a second, everybody. So that is CC418. There we go. Beautiful. You've got so many different effects on there. And then we have the French wall, which is CC417. Oh, wait a minute. Jump. So that one's a distress medley. only $7.99. And then we have the distress wall, everybody, which is CC0417. And you've got that lovely definition with the wall effect on there. Okay, so everybody's loving the stencils. Thank you, everybody. The other two stencils that we have is, and Mandy used this on the bag, I noticed. It is, I mean, this is a brilliant price, everybody. So this is the Honeycomb CC0420. And look at that, £6.49, everybody, for that stencil. You've got all those over there. And then we have got, so that's $6.49 for CC420. And then the last stencil that we have is that Harlequin. So the Harlequin stencil is a vintage Harlequin, distress one. And this one, it is, where are we? CC0419. And that is only $4.99. And Mandy used that to do this. Look at that. So as you can see, you've got the distressed effect, and she's used it to create around those areas there. Now, if anybody has any questions, please let me know. Carol says Philippa is 63 on Saturday. Well, happy birthday for Saturday, Philip. And I've got more messages coming through. Oh, Deborah, talking of birds, Deborah's got a budgie who is called Dave, who is preening. Oh, I can hear Mandy.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we're back with Mandy, everybody. So we're going to go back over there. Are we there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yes, we're going back to you now. There you go.
There you go. So I've gone ahead and just put two of the images on already. Okay. So I've given it a dry. And what I'm doing now is I'm applying the fabric decoupage glue. So we're using the Cadence fabric decoupage glue. And this is going to make it washable. It's the amazing part. Now, when you're applying this, what you're going to do first of all is you're going to apply it to the fabric, okay, to the area that you want to apply it. Because what you want to do is make sure it gives a real bond to the fabric, okay. Then what you're going to do is you need to put a coat on the back of your decoupage piece, okay. So I'm just giving it a nice layer of glue. Can you see I'm going from the center outwards? That means I won't tear the pieces, and it stops them from bending back on each other as well. Okay, so just applying that. Then I'm just going to apply that to my bag. Oops, I'm going to put it, I'll decide which way to put it. I'm going to put it that way. There you go. So just going to apply that on there. Okay, and then what we're also going to do is you're going to apply a top coat as well. So as you're sealing it down, it's important to make sure that all your outer edges are sealed down, because that is where your water will get under if you don't seal it properly. Okay, so then make sure they've got glue underneath it, make sure it's all flattened out, all those areas are attached. I also give it a rub as well to make sure that glue is underneath and down that paper. Make sure you get all the bumps and lumps out. Okay, here we go. So again, smoothing that down right to that outside edge, making sure that it's attached. Then what you're going to do is, what I would do then is let it dry. You can dry it with a heat tool if you want to. Okay, we're going to give it a quick dry in a moment, just so we can get on with the next stage. What happens is, though, once you get the first coat on, you're going to then, once it's dry, add a second coat. And that is really going to protect that image. The great thing about your Cadence decoupage fabric glue is it's quick drying and the layers are buildable. So that's when you get that real protection then onto your fabrics. If you're going to put onto t-shirts and onto things that are going to be really washed a lot, you want to get some nice layers on there.
That's brilliant.
So I'm going to give that a very quick dry just so we can get our stencils on top, Debbie.
Brilliant. Okay, so just to go over to my top camera while Mandy's quickly giving that a dry, everybody. So this is obviously, this is a different, this is a sample just to show you. This is a Cadence rice paper. I think it's $4.99, this one. This is on the website, but I just want to show you that we've actually used some of the metallics. You can see some of the shimmer just on there, the shimmer metallics on there. And what we've actually done on there is we've used that green on here and the distress stencil on here. So Mandy's going to be drying the bag and doing the layout. So with this one, you can just see a hint. I have actually rubbed the metallic paint for the background effect and then done the layers effect just to give more of a distressed effect when it comes to the bags. Now, whichever type of, I don't know, whether you do a cushion or you do a bag, whatever you want to do, or even a t-shirt, remember the rice paper. I mean, there's no rice paper on here, but it gets you the idea. Okay, you've got the metallics. It is great. You don't have to be a solid color like on here. It made it more of a grungy t-shirt effect, but you can just see the stencil effect in there. You can really have some fun with it. You know, I've got messages. Karen says, I have decoupaged on wood, but never on fabric. A very cool idea, definitely. Anna says, I'm glad we can watch this back. So much information to take in. I know, but we wanted to make sure that you all understand how really this technique is so easy and quick. I mean, this is what I was saying to you earlier. I'm amazed that you can create fabric out of paper with just this. Obviously, you need different things like the fabric paints as well and stencils, but the main thing is this fabric glue, which is only $5.99 for a 120 ml bottle, which is CC0424. You can understand why it's sold out, everybody. So if you liking what you see, add that to your comment box and we'll be allocating it to you. Right, we're going back over to Mandy to see how she's getting on.
Right then, so what I'm doing, we've got the roses on now. We're going to start adding some stencil detail. Okay, now I'm going to use the metallics for this. Okay, so we're just going to add some detail around. Okay, again, this is just, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I will say that, doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm going to be using the gold. So I'm using the gold Dora textile.
So that number, everybody, sorry Mandy, just in case everybody wants to know, it's CC0423, which is the Dora metallic paints, and we're going to be using CC0418 stencil.
Yeah. So what I'm doing now is I am tapping it through, and I've got to tell you about these Doras because they are beautiful. They are got real crushed metal gilding flake in them, as our normal Doras do. They have two colours running through them, so that's what gives you the flash of colour. But what it is, when you you can paint these on with a brush or with a roller, but when you use a stencil brush, what happens is you can actually make them more sparkly. Because what happens is, we're pouncing it because I want to pounce it into the fabric. But the more you pounce, what happens is you bring the metal to the surface and it makes it more shimmery. Okay, but you can also add, have water in these to make them more more transparent. Yeah, it's up to you how much you use them, but they are a beautiful paint to use on any of your fabrics. They're great onto shoes. I did bring a shoe in. Do you know what? I put it down somewhere. I think it must be landed with my quilt. I did find the quilt and I forgot to bring it in.
Okay, well, what we'll probably do is I'll get Mandy maybe to put it on her page and we can share it in the next few days.
There you go. So again, because you can use the rice papers, like I've done a quilt with it. So I've used the rice papers and then created quilting blocks with it, using the stencils, the paints, the fabric decoupage glue. So don't think it's just for your card making, and you can use it for your quilting as well. Okay, so I'm going ahead. I'm still pushing that paint through there. And when you want to lighten it, soften it, take the pressure off your brush and just very lightly, and that will fade it out for you if you want a more faded look. Okay, but this, by start adding all these elements, this is where you're going to start creating your beautiful designs here. So I'm just going to add another bit here. Okay, it doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. You know, it's whatever you want it to be.
I've got a message from Jay. She's saying, I love doing this on my t-shirts to make them personal and unique. That really is true, because what Mandy's doing is she's taken the distress stencil, which is CC0418, and she's taken basically sections of it and adding more definition. Now remember, with this, I mean, this can keep on going. Unfortunately, we will not have time to see it all, okay, because believe it or not, everybody, it's a few minutes to 8, but I want you to be able to see what Mandy's doing. And the thing about it is, also remember, try and dry in between sections. So look, by using that dark green, is that the black or the dark green?
I've used the black here.
So this is the black, and this is why the black is important, everybody. Taking the color palette from the rice paper, the black is in set 1, which is CC0421 of the Style Mac fabric paint, and it's still using that stencil, everybody. So that one stencil gives you more definition each time.
Look at the details you can get from it.
It's amazing. So you can just keep on adding, okay, and you can see how by having the definition you are now starting to take shape. You can bring more color in. And this is by taking the colour from the rice paper, everybody. Now remember, I'm loving the loves that I see on the actual feed. Thank you, everybody. If anybody has any questions that we haven't mentioned, please just resend the message again. I'm trying, for once, I'm not doing any demonstrating, I'm doing the talking, but I'm actually missing some of the messages coming through. So anybody on YouTube, on Craft and Chat, Facebook, and also Debbie Moore Designs, let me know. But Mandy, that is looking amazing.
Let's just say it's just what you can get from the stencil. It is just, I haven't loaded my black brush up again. I'm just really using it now until it fades to nothing. So we're adding these little bits of detail, just here and there. I'm not taking any more paint now because I don't want it to be dark. But can you see now how you're building that? What I'm saying about the colour in the background is the fact is you can join it in, you can fade in, you could actually put the colour over this if you wanted to, you know. So I would be blending these colours in now around the edges where we left the gaps for the paint behind. So you can start just blending all those beautiful edges in now. So any areas where you didn't get into originally, you can then start blending them out. And then we can add some black splashes on it. You know what I mean? You can just start. I'll just get a tiny bit of water. That'll be very quick to do.
Yeah.
I'll just get a little bit of the black. Okay. And then you can just start adding these little finishing touches to it to make it more vintage. If you've got open areas like this down here, you don't really need any more scents in it, but you could just add in a little bit of vintage on top, just using some of that paint and a fan brush, just to give it that more finished feel to it. So if I just leave that, if I take this off for now, and you'll see now, if I keep that nice and crisp and clean at the top.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
That you've got a really simple, easy bag. And again, you can do a bit more blending, a bit more splashing, but add words onto it if you want to. So, yeah, really make it yours.
No, definitely. Thanks, Mandy. So just to recap, everybody, one other thing, I think I've seen the message. Belinda's put, are they machine washable? Yes, they are. Okay.
Can I just say, Debbie, that once it's all dry, we haven't covered this.
Oh, right. Yes.
Leave it to dry for 24 hours. Okay. And then take a dry hot iron, no steam, as hot as your fabric could take, and iron it from the reverse for about 4 minutes. That then binds it all to your fabric and it's all ready to go to the washing machine.
So just to recap, everybody, did you say 24 hours? Leave it overnight?
I leave it 24 hours, yeah.
Yeah. Leave it overnight, okay? And then what you want to do is turn it over and use a steam iron. No
steam.
Sorry, no steam. Sorry, everybody. No steam. and make sure that you iron it for 4 minutes so it bonds with the fabric, and then it'll be machine washable. Hopefully,
also,
Belinda, that makes sense.
And also, before we started, I didn't say, whatever you're working on, whether it's a bag, t-shirt, cushion cover, you must wash it first to get rid of all the dressings. No fabric conditioner, and then dry it, iron it, and you're ready to go.
Right, so that actually goes on to, Carol said, could you blend a large piece of fabric and then make some bags and decoupage it later? So the answer would be yes, because you don't have to do this all in one go, do you, Mandy?
No, I've actually made my own fabric. I've got white fabric, and I've done like 3 meters of it before, all stenciled and painted, and I made dresses with it afterwards.
So yeah, so once you get the idea, you'll be able to, I mean, this is the first stage. What we wanted to do is make it so you can understand how having that fabric decoupage glue enables you to create the most amazing effects with your rice paper. Mandy, could you just, if possible, show a couple of those bags again that you've got, because you've got more of a variety than me. So remember, everybody, this is just the first stage. Now, I've got some messages about asking we are going to do workshops. Mandy and I are going to put together a program for next year about doing some workshops, everybody. So stay tuned for that. And we'll get it confirmed.
Yeah. So then again, this is just your painted background. Again, can I tell you, the reason why I said to paint it first, then put your glue on, is because if you put the glue on first, it will resist the paint.
Yes.
Okay. So if I had glue around here and then painted it, it would resist that area there, because the glue would resist it, because obviously it's bonded onto the fabric by then.
So you always need to do the background scene first.
Yeah, I would recommend doing that scene, yes, first. And then this one here, this is using some of the rice papers from the website. Again, we've used the soft green in the background.
Yep.
And then we've added stencil detail here with your Dora metallics and just some black.
Brilliant. So I'm just
very simple.
So I'm going to go back over to the Sudbury studio, everybody. So just to recap on the couple of products, because I've got some messages coming through to bring up the code for the fabric glue again. So thank you, Mandy. Okay. Brilliant demos as ever, and we'll be letting everybody know when we're next doing a live. Okay, but we're going to go back over to the studios in Sudbury, so just to explain the couple of products that we've got. So this one is CC, where are we? This is the fabric glue, so we have got the CC0424. It is only $5.99, everybody. It's an amazing adhesive to have. It changes, basically turns your rice paper into fabric. So that's that one, okay. Then the Dora paints that we've just been using, it is CC0423, the Dora metallics, everybody. You're going to get 2 for $9.99, which is CC0423, sorry, $9.98. Was 11, everybody. I know it's confusing. And then the next ones were the paint sets, everybody. So Mandy used the black and the green from this set. And what we've got here is there are fabric. And the number for the paints is CC0421. It's set 1. You've got the dark green, you've got the red and the black. And normally $17.97, and they're only $14.99. And they're fabric paints, everybody. And then the next one, which is CC0422, it is set 2. You've got the white, you've got the rose pink or the sugar pink, and then you've got the lavender, 3 colours. Normally $17.97, and that's $14.99. And then the last, or to show the stencil that Mandy used the most, was this one. It's come back into stock, everybody. It is the Fabulous Distress Medley. CC0418, and look at that, absolutely gorgeous, because you've got so many, so it's great. This one stencil does so much, everybody. Brilliant price for only $7.99. And then the other thing that people have asked for is the etching, and that's the first thing that we showed you. So if you missed the etching, how to do glass etching, this is the magic glass etching, and obviously it's not this color, it goes like a crystal. This is CC0416, it's only $7.49. So if you missed that, watch it back. It was the first demo that we did with Mandy. So I think I've covered all the messages that people asked. I'm glad you've given you, Wendy said, thank you for a great demo, give me many ideas for making fabrics for cushion. Now remember everybody, if you're brand new to using this show, just to recap, okay, a couple of things. Firstly, when it comes to ordering, this actual show will get closed down tomorrow, and and then the invoicing will be sent off tomorrow afternoon. So remember that you need to make sure that you private message me your email address and also your postal address, so we can make sure we can work out what part of the world you are and we can send off the invoice tomorrow afternoon. Now remember, this show is presented from Personal Impressions. So if you want to add or you want any other products, just put it in your comments and we'll allocate it tomorrow when we close down the show. If you have any questions with regard to Cadence products, please also put them in there if we haven't actually managed to answer them. Either Facebook or YouTube will pick them up then. But we're coming back to the end of the show. Remember, you'll get the payment link tomorrow and you can click on it and pay by debit card, credit card, PayPal, Backs, or you can even contact the office and pay over the phone on 01787 375 241. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'm back with a personal impression show next Monday coming. I don't know what day that is. I think it's the 5th. I think I'm going to say yes, no. It's the 4th. Dave doesn't know either. So tomorrow's anyway, Monday. We're going to do a Super Saver show. And there's Mandy. We can both say goodbye at the same time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Remember, I'm loving all the messages. Thank you. Oh, the person who won the like and share is Margaret McIntyre. Margaret, congratulations. Well done. We'll be sending you some goodies over. Please make sure you private message your your postal address. And we're still waiting for a few people who haven't actually contacted us they won a few weeks ago. We're still waiting for their addresses. So any questions or queries, just put them in and we'll pick up the comments. We're going to say good night now. Take care, God bless, and happy crafting from me and Mandy. And we'll see you all very soon here at Personal Impressions.